Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at how we are able to create date. Usually we are given the Excel file, so the dates already exist. But I think it's very important that you know how to manipulating the date. As some student already asked me during some problem that we need to converting our daily data to the quarterly data, etc. Those questions. So you actually, if you have Python, you can just pretty much do it very simple way versus if you're handling with the using the others Excel, you're gonna manually doing it. So this is more convenient. Okay, so let's go through the code first. So the packages I use a lot is pandas. So panda basically is called converting the data to the data frames. So always including these packages. So I import panda as PD. So the as PD means I don't need to, because I think panda is too long. So we just use PD in the future. Every time I use anything from these panda packages, I just need to call out PD. So I no longer need to type the pandas. So I'm kind of lazy, right? So I don't want to type the pandas every time. So it's allow you handling the data frame. And the second, since we're going to work on date, I need to import in this one called the from data time import data time. So the data time here is the packages. So this is the sometimes like function called the data time, And the next one is import matplotlib the pyplot as a PLT. So this is a very famous package for graphing, like chart. So we always want to have this one installed. So the other three we will talk about later as we going through them. So you need to have this basic three pandas, data time, and the plotting tools. So that's very fundamental. And then I think the other one I use a lot is I think Panda is one, NumPy. So that's another one. Import. So that's another one we use a lot. So the other package is NumPy. So install all of those. So those are the packages we need. So although it's already installed as you are installing the Anaconda, but we wanna, when you're creating the Drupal notebook, you wanna let this special project know, okay, what kind of packages you needed, okay? So the other three we will talk about later. So first of all, we are talking about how we can create in the dates, right? So again, this is not about, okay, you already have Excel. So this is about you don't have Excel, you want to creating a new data, or you have the data and then you try to creating a column called the date so that you are able to using that as a identify what happening for that, what is the value when the value happened. Okay, so first, I'm introducing called the PD timestamps. So what is timestamps? So timestamp is beyond the date. So as you see that I inputting the data time, it's April 30th, 2024. So you see the way we order the number a little bit different, right? In America, we put the year, month, date, and the year. But in the coding when you do in the coding world, you use year, month, and the date. Okay, so you need to changing your habit a little bit. So obviously, I date time here. I'm able to creating this data. So it's April 30, 2024. So I want to convert it to the timestamps. So why timestamp is important? So as you're downloading the data from the Google Finance, you'll notice that when you download a closing date, so it's not just about the year, the month, the date, but also there is a time, right? It's a 4 p.m. 16 column 00, comma 00. So the timestamp means it's can be detailed to the second. So that's basically what I'm doing here is converting my date to a timestamp. Okay. So on the left hand side here is I call this timestamp called the special date because I just want to pick a special date. And then the reason I try to do this is try to see if they are, so let me just let them run this. Okay, run my package first. So after you get this package, how you run the package. So we will run cell by cell. Okay, so this is the first cell we need to run. So on the top here, there is a icon called a run. Okay, I run it. and then run this, I will run this. So why say true? So that means the PD timestamp is equal to my special date I created. Right, not surprising, I'm equal to each other. So now you want to ask, what exactly the special date look like? So then I type in the special date so that I can print what is the special date, this special date I created look like. Okay, my special date is equal to 2024 April 30. As you can see, it's adding the hours, the minutes, and the seconds, right? So when I enter in it, it doesn't have any of the time. It only had the date. So by default, when you're creating the timestamps using timestamp, so it was just using the midnight time. So okay, so after I converting my my daytime to the timestamps, it will allow me to call out the component I needed. So for instance, I want to know the year of this timestamp I created, special date. I can just use the year. Again, when you're using the Python, capitalized and non-capitalized are very different. So for instance, if I'm changing this to capitalized year, I will get error, right? They said the timestamp object has no attribute year. That means you are using the wrong attribute here. So if I changing this to the non-capitalized Y, now I got my year from my timestamp. That's pretty cool, right? How about I want to know the date. So April 30th, 2024. Is that a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? So I wanted to know that. I would just use the date name. So date name. So I still call out the special date dot date name. So again, so the second component here, you cannot change anything. So cannot capitalize. It has to spell it correctly, and then parentheses, and then push enter. Tuesday, right? So if you look at your calendars, 2024, April 30th, that is a Tuesday. Okay, so now you know. So let's see, let's change into another date, right? We can kind of play around, change into 2017, April 30th. So let's rerun this part again. Oh, sorry. The reason it's false because I changed it here. Okay. Oh, sorry. So this is 4. This is 2017. Okay. Okay, 2017. So we call out the year, 2027. Okay, what is the date? Friday. So 2027, April 30. That was a Friday. That will be a Friday. Great. So now this is how we set up timestamps and also the date. Okay, now in our work, we also working on creating period. So therefore, now we want to learn how to creating period. Okay, so let's see. So I call it a special period. So the function I use is PD. So it's from Panda. Again, we're creating the data frame and the period. And then so I will making this to be a period. Okay, let me run it. Okay, great. So as you can see that currently by default, if you use the PD.period, it will creating the period by month. So it will be considered as monthly data. So you actually are able to converting the monthly to daily. So the way you're creating is using the function called as frequent, frequent. And so remember as special period. So basically this is the value of the date the date index we created, and then the second is telling you, okay, this is the monthly period. So now we want to convert the monthly to daily. So what we need to do is changing inside the as frequent to D. So we make it as D, stands for daily. So now let's run this cell. Okay, you can see that they converting my monthly data, right, 2024 April to 2024 April 30th. Okay, April 30th, and it's by date. Okay, so how about let's change to January, and here changing. So let's see what are the things changed. So, okay, when it was April, and when I convert my monthly data to daily data, I got April 30th. So let's say I change it to January. It's January 31st. So now you can see if you are converting your data now period from the monthly to daily, so they will by default using the last day of that month. Okay, so how about let's see if my initial giving date is let's say April 05. So let's run this one, right? So this is the date I'm entering. And so if I create it using pd.period, see what we will get. Okay, so they automatically recognize, okay, this is the date. So we can converting this to monthly. Here they go. So you can see you can do back, forth. Okay, great. Let me turn this one back. And then turn this one back. Okay, now you know how to changing from monthly to daily, from daily to monthly, given the period you have. Okay, so now the next, of course, we can converting our period to timestamps, which means we are able to converting any date to the timestamps and also converting timestamp data back to the period. Okay, so as you just seen, let me rerun this part. Okay, now we are converting 2024, April 30. So this is daily frequency period to the timestamps. Here they go. So now when we are converting, let's see. Okay, so when we are converting since this is the daily period, and then, oh yeah, sorry, we only converted this, but in order to, so what happened here is it is based on, when I do this way, I didn't create a new variable, okay? So that's why it was surprising why here is April 30, here's April 1st, because we didn't redefine a special period. So the special period is still defined here. So in order to update this 01 to 30, because that's what's in here, we need to say period equal to. So now we actually redefine my special period, and now we convert it to timestamp. As you can, okay, here they go. So you can see the timestamp are converted back to 30s, right? So as you can see that, right? Because here's the 30s. So that's a special thing. So when you working on the Python, if you want updating your parameters, variables such as this one, you cannot just do what I did. So without using this equal on the left hand side here, because what you did is you just do a transformation, but you didn't save it. So if you want updating the variables, you actually have to use that variable equal to whatever you want to transform. Okay, great. So yes, so you also can convert back to the period. Okay. If we come back to period, you can see by we want to do monthly period. Okay. So this is a bunch of manipulation about date. So the last thing I want to do is, how about you want to creating a new column? So that whole column contain the dates. So let's see, I want to creating a column of date starting from 2024, January 1st, and then I want to extending to the next 30 days. And then, so what I'm going to do is called a pd.data range. So again, this is a panda, and this is a data range, okay, pd.data range. And so the first article in this function is called the start. So when you want to start your date. And then the second one is the period, how long you want to this go through. So how long, so 30 days. So basically I will generating the data from 2024 January 1st to 2024 January 31st, right? 30 days. And then the frequency is like, you want to do daily or monthly or annually. So here I want to do daily. So I creating this called a index date, and I will print it. Okay, here they go. So now you can see that I creating this new column, and that there are all my data from the January 24 to 2024 January 1st to 2024 January 30th. Okay, so of course we can also changing this from daily to monthly. How about you just want to know every month, January 1st, and for the next 30 months. And what you need to do is just need to change in the frequency here to M, capital M. So that will give you monthly. So now currently I'm showing you daily, right? January 1st, January 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now if I change it to M, as you can see, January, February, March, April, May. So it is the last day for the next 30 months. So how about you want to change into yearly? So I think you might already know, right? So I just need to change in the frequency here to capital Y. So pay attention on what I will get here. So as you can see that everything become yearly, right? 2024, 25, 26, they are all about actually they shift the date a little bit, a day ahead. And so that is the how you are able to creating the index. So now let's say you actually want to save your whatever you created this index as a file, right? CSV file, so that you can read on your own computer. So what happened here is that you first of all need to convert in the index because it currently is the data time. So this is not like the data can be read into the CSV file. So you actually first need to convert it to the data frame. So I will use the pd.data frame so that I will be able to convert in what you're seeing here. There are a bunch of a list of the date to a data frame so that I can read into the Excel file. So let's just go around through this code, see what you will get. See, you can see before it was like a randomly aligned, right? So there are like a list of the date. Now I'm able to form it as a table. So once you form as a table, use a pd.data frame. Now I can read it to the Excel file. First of all, the first entry here is the index date. I convert here a data frame. So basically the first one is my data frame. And then the function I use called a toExcel, a toCSV. And then the inside, I'm just give a name for my CSV called index.date.csv. So you might want to ask what this part means. So that is if you work on the local machine side on the browser, so you're able to put the path where you want to save the file. But since you are on this browser, sometimes you don't know where they store it. So you use the tilde, means whatever this file located, as you can see is here. And so this file you generated will be show up in where your notebook located. Okay, so let me run this. Here they go on the left hand side. Are you able to see this new file created? Let me open it. So this is my date column as a CSV file I created. So now you can say, oh, Dr. J, I actually want to download it instead of just open here. So what you need to do is click this file, right click the mouse and click download. Okay, so now I got my download file. So look, wait a second. Wait. No, what is this? To the CSV. Why this creating? Okay, I'm download one more time. Okay, so there is some settings incorrect because here obviously it is a CSV file. Okay, it is a CSV. Must be during the download something wonky happened. It never happened to me before. So let's just download it, and then I'm going to my folder. I'm just double clicked it one more time. Okay, okay, I see something happened here. Let me just rename it. Okay. Property. Okay, let me just change it. Cancel. Okay, I see. So somehow when I download it, they changing my files form. It must be the browser issue. Let's see. I will do is show more options, property, nope, about I view. Okay, so what I did is instead of what do you call it? I'm changing it to Excel so that I'm able to, because my computer has some problem. Okay, export as Excel file. So basically the same, but I think my computer has some issue with the, so although it's a CSV file, somehow when I download it, changing to XLS, which is weird. So now I'm just fixing the problem using changing to Excel. So the difference between the CSV and Excel is that the CSV only allows you to have one tab, but for the Excel, you can have multiple tabs. So Excel would be like a book, workbook, right? So I changing to CSV to Excel, so I changing that. And then at the same time, the format, the file type also needs to be changed. Instead of CSV, I use XLSX, so that will become an Excel file. So then if I click it, and so it will creating the second file called index date. So now for this file, you cannot view in the tab, so you actually have to download it. Okay, let me download it, and now I'm able to open it. So which is very interesting why they initially download are different. So okay. Okay, look, here they go. Those are my next 30 years. So my next 30 years data. Okay, so this is how you save the file. Okay, so in next video, we're going to look at some basic time series data manipulation.